What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dominic Rich, and in today's video I'll be letting you know my predictions for the 2021 Gold Cup semi-finals. So sit back, relax and enjoy. If you're looking for a gift for the football lover in your family, look no more, head on over to cardsplug.com/dominicrichfc to get yourself one of these lovely bad boys you see right here. Use the coupon code Dominic Rich FC to get yourself 15% off your orders. All the links will be in the description box down below. Trust me, you won't regret it. Thank you. 16 teams started. Only 4 remain. Mexico versus Canada and the USA versus Qatar. 2 of these 4 teams will book a place into the final to see who would be crowned champions of Concacaf. And yeah guys, I know Qatar are part of the tournament and they are an Asian team, but yeah, they could also be crowned champions of Concacaf. And a lot of people say that would be a shame, but I don't think so. If you're invited, you're eligible to win. So let's talk about the match between the reigning champions Mexico and the 2000 champions Canada. Mexico and Canada have met each other on 17 previous occasions, with Mexico winning 12, Canada winning 2, and 3 games ending in draws. The teams first met in a friendly back in 1990 where Canada defeated Mexico 2-1. Canada's other win against Mexico came at the 2000 Gold Cup tournament where Canada defeated Mexico 2-1 after extra time in the quarterfinals and went on to win the whole tournament. This would be the 6th time they meet in at the Concacaf Gold Cup, with Mexico winning 4 and Canada winning 1. Before we further analyze these 2 teams, let's just take a look at how they progressed from the group stage to the semifinals. Mexico first met Trinidad and Tobago on match day 1, where the game ended in a 0-0 draw. That was quite a strange result, seeing that Mexico were the favorites and most of us give Trinidad absolutely no chance to get a result, but they did. And we were starting to have doubts about the second-string Mexican team that Tata Martino brought to the tournament. They then met Guatemala, who replaced Curacao in Group A and defeated the Guatemalans 3-0. Then they were given a run for their money against El Salvador on match day 3 when they scraped past the Salvadorians in a 1-0 win. So in the group stages, Mexico went unbeaten and failed to concede a single goal. They then met Honduras in the quarterfinals where they breezed past the Central American nation in a 3-0 win. And Mexico have seemed to get better as the tournament progressed and are yet to concede a single goal. Could Canada pull off what no team has done so far at the 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup and score past Mexico? Well, that brings us to Canada. They started their tournament with a convincing 4-1 victory over French-speaking Caribbean nation Martinique. Then they defeated their familiar foes Haiti 4-1. But when they came up against the United States of America, the goals seemingly dried up where they lost 1-0. Canada then met Costa Rica in the quarterfinals where I predicted Costa Rica to prevail, and Canada stunned many doubters including myself, defeating Costa Rica 2-0. And it wasn't just any win, it was a very convincing victory. So since we have touched on head-to-head and how both teams have progressed to the semi-final, it's time for me to let you know who I think will move on to the finals. So as you guys should know, I've been watching every game at the tournament so far, so I know how each team have played and I know their strengths, I know their weaknesses. And for Canada, they have really been impressive, even without the likes of Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David, Milan Borjan, their #1 keeper, amongst others, including veteran Atiba Hutchinson. So this Canadian team has been very impressive. I predicted them to top their group, but because of their loss against the United States, they failed to do so. Came up against Costa Rica, who I thought would have got the better of Canada, but they really surprised me. And I've been impressed with the way they have been going about things. John Herdman has this team playing some very attractive football. And he wants them to play out from the back. He wants them to pass the ball very well. He don't just want them to blast the ball up the field and hope that it somehow ends up in the back of the net. He has this team well drilled and he is applying his tactics, and his tactics are getting executed down to the T by these very talented Canadian players. And one player that has stand out for me the most is Tajon Buchanan, who will be a threat for Mexico. And with the lack of Kyle Larin, Lucas Cavallini picked up a yellow card, he will be out as well. And there's no Akinola, there's no Jonathan David. I think the burden might just fall on players like Tajon Buchanan and Junior Hoylett. And Hoylett, as we saw in the game against Costa Rica, was struggling with injury. So he might be a doubt for the game, but I doubt he would actually want to miss a semifinal in the Gold Cup against Mexico. He would want to strap up whatever is going on there and take some painkillers, go out there and represent Canada to the best of his ability. So that's the only problem I have with this Canadian team. They have been depleted by injuries and suspension. Also, their captain, Steven Vittoria, the rock at the back, he would not be available for this game, so changes would have to be made, and that's disrupting a very well-drilled 11 that John Herdman has put together and has been using very well at the tournament so far. So you'll need guys like Marc-Anthony Kaye to step up in the middle of the field to kind of shield a new defender that's going to come in. But Johnston who plays over on the right can play as a center back as well. So I think Canada will be all right in terms of replacing the suspended and injured players, because the squad has shown that it has some depth. But talking about the depth, would the team still be as effective as it has been without said players like Vittoria, Larin, Cavallini to a lesser extent, and Akinola, who we just saw a little bit of at the tournament? I think it's going to be a very, very tough task for this Canadian team, and their goalkeeper Kripo would have a very, very busy day at the office. Another standout player at this tournament has been Richie Laryea. They would need him on the left wing to be at his very best and to marshal Chaka Rodriguez and to also help out with Funes Mori, who has been splendid at the tournament so far. So I think the Canadians would actually back themselves to get the better of a Mexican team that is not at full strength. As for Mexico, they have seemingly got better as the tournament went by. I just took a look at some of the highlights for the Olympics, and I saw guys like Lainez and Antuna, even Guillermo Ochoa in goal, Cesar Montes, and I'm like, Mexico are just flexing their depth at the 2021 Gold Cup and are still getting the better of most of these teams, not all of these teams in the tournament, with the exception of Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, they couldn't get past the Soca Warriors, you know what I'm saying? But overall, Tata Martino's men has been very, very impressive, and they're looking good, especially when they bring all the first team players back into the fold. This Mexican team would be a very difficult team to defeat, unless they're coming up against the USA or something. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, and when I said that, that's a joke about the Nations League final, guys. Come on, chill. The USA has one up on Mexico right now. But the way this Mexican team has been playing, the way they move the ball, the speed of play, they're going to be very difficult to beat. And I don't really see this Canadian team scoring any goals against Mexico. And with the likes of Pineda, Funes Mori playing well, Hector Herrera in the midfield to spread the ball to them, Chaka Rodriguez, oh man, Tecatito, the list goes on. Guys, I can't see nothing but a Mexico win. I know I've been a little drawn out and long-winded here, but I had to do it properly. I had to talk about both teams and show respect to Canada as well as to Mexico. But I really don't see this Canadian team beating Mexico, man. 17 games, only 2 wins, the last win in 21 years. Like, it's going to take a really big performance and a really good performance for Canada to defeat Mexico. One player that I failed to mention for the Canadian team is Steven Estacio. He would be a player to watch because he has been nothing short of brilliant at the 2021 Gold Cup. And if Canada are to pull out a shock result here, you'll need players like Estacio and Laryea and Tajon Buchanan, Marc-Anthony Kaye to be an absolute fire come this Thursday to help Canada book a place in the final. But I'm going to go with Mexico to win the game, and I'm going to go with Mexico 2, Canada 0. So let's move on to the other game, USA versus Qatar. So this would be the first ever meeting between the USA and Qatar, so we don't really have any head-to-head to talk about. So let's just talk about how each team got from the group stages all the way to the semis. For Qatar, who are the 2019 Asian champions and the 2022 World Cup hosts, they have been participating in various tournaments in different confederations. Like, for example, they took part at the 2019 Copa America, and they're currently taking part in UEFA World Cup qualifiers. So they're making their stop to Concacaf and taking part in the Gold Cup. They formally introduced themselves to the Concacaf fans when they played to a 3-3 draw against Panama. They then met Grenada and brushed aside the Spice Boys 4-0 and then beat Honduras in a 2-0 affair. They then met a very spirited El Salvador team in the quarterfinals where they were leading 3-0, but El Salvador fought back and picked up 2 goals and the match ended in a 3-2 thriller. So now they would face the USA for the first ever time in their history to see who would face one of Mexico or Canada in the grand final. And as you guys know, I'm picking Mexico. So Qatar or the USA versus Mexico. After coming off of a Nations League victory against Mexico, USA defeated Haiti on match day 1, 1-0, defeated Martinique 6-1 on match day 2, and brushed aside the Canadians 1-0. It was far from brushing aside, but just wanna embellish things a little. They met Jamaica in the quarterfinals and got the better of the Reggae Boys 1-0, courtesy of a brilliant headed goal by Matthew Happy. And now they face the mighty Qatar. Could this US team do it? I think they can, but it's gonna be very difficult. It's gonna be hard. They have to be very, very clinical. In the last game there against Jamaica, Daryl DK had very few touches. Wasn't given a chance to do his thing. Qatar is going to control this game, have most of the ball, take the game to the USA. And I think Matt Turner would need all his goalkeeping skills to keep the balls out the back of the net. It's going to be very, very difficult. I know the USA has been really good at the tournament, unbeaten, won every game I should say, but I think this is where their tournament ends. They have played well. Kellen Acosta in the midfield, Roldan coming off the bench doing well. You're gonna have guys like Leggett, Areola to bring the experience. But I think the USA as a nation could beat Qatar, but you'll need more firepower. Pulisic, Weston, McKennie, Gio Reyna, Dest, Zach Steffen in goal, etc. Anthony Brooks at the back. You're gonna need a little bit more firepower to defeat this Qatari team. I think Qatar's gonna win the game, and look, USA struggled to get one versus Jamaica, but Qatar, they have looked very vulnerable, very, very vulnerable. Are we gonna get another thriller here? I'm gonna say Qatar takes it 3-1, 3-1. I've been very impressed. Even though Almoez Ali has been missing chances for fun, I still think Qatar going to create enough chances and they're going to get the better of the USA. Akram Afif, oh man, look, if you could stop Akram Afif, then you could stop Qatar. If you could stop Aziz and Hassan Al-Haydos, you could stop Qatar. Then you have Pedro Miguel to worry about, Almoez to worry about. You have Hatem overlapping from the back to worry about. This team is going to be very difficult to beat. And I think Basham in goal has been in very, very, very good form. You know, so look, I know Berhalter has a team playing well, passing the ball out from the back and all, but I think you know, the Qatari press and all it's gonna force a mistake or two out of this US team, and they're gonna succumb to the wrath of the Qatari team. But I think Qatar will still give you a chance to pick up goals. And the USA could prove me wrong by taking those chances presented to them by this Qatar team, who I don't think are fully informed. Or maybe they're just adapting to conditions. So I'm going to go for Qatar to defeat the USA 3-1. And we're going to see Mexico versus Qatar in the final of the 2021 Concacaf Gold Cup. Guys, that's my prediction. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. It's hot as hell in this room, and I'm so happy that I got to the end of this video. So make sure you like the video if you like it, subscribe if you're new, and from my boy Dominic Rich, until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.